I'm Katherine Starling, and this is Impact 55.
Influence, meaning, passion, achievement, character, trajectory, Impact 55.
I'm a 12th grader at Lawrence High School. I am the president of FFA, the student body vice president of student councils. I have completed the biomedical courses. I am in middle college, so I will graduate with a lot of college credits. My favorite color is orange. And I was varsity team captain for the tennis team, and I've played tennis for 6 years. One of my most favorite moments was this past, the senior year. My first semester, I didn't have any classes really, and so I would go sit in the commons, and I would get to talk to all the admin, and I thought that was so much fun because it just makes me feel important that I get to go sit up there and they talk to me and they know me by my first name, and I guess the relationships that they've made with me means a lot. The most important relationships to me, so freshman year I had Miss Elston, and she was a phenomenal teacher. Absolutely loved having her, and even if I wasn't having a good day, she made a point to make sure that I was having a better day in her class. And I think just overall being in supportive teachers' classrooms made it such a big difference for my high school career, and the teachers making sure that they had relationships with me was very important. Even when I wasn't having the best year, wasn't having a good day, they definitely made a point to speak to me and make sure that they could make my day better. Being a leader is super important, just not even in high school, but just in life in general, because being a leader allows you to step out and be comfortable stepping out. And I think that's so important, especially when you go into a job interview. You're not going to be able to step out of your comfort zone if you're not a leader. And I think even in the past interviews that I've had to sit through, being able to talk about myself, being able to talk about what I see needs help, my community, or just other things like that. My biggest benefit from being a leader, I've been in student council since 7th grade, and then in 10th grade, Miss Yarborough gave me the opportunity to run for state office for student council, and I did. And I actually was state vice president for student councils in South Carolina, which is such a huge achievement just because that's not something you get to do every day, and there's only a few in the state of South Carolina that get to do that. And I think that it was such a cool experience, and I learned so many new things and got to meet people from all over the state, and I continue to build those relationships, and so I still talk to a lot of those people on a daily basis. Tennis. So tennis definitely taught me time management and discipline. My first few years of playing tennis, especially for Lynn Todd, I kind of slacked off, and then one day I was late. And I wasn't late pulling in late. I was late tying my shoe. I was 1 minute late, and she made me run a mile because I was 1 minute late. I've never been late again to tennis practice. And so I think her just staying on me about tennis, but then grades and just life things, and her checking in on me. She texts me very often, or she sends me things on Instagram. Just her being there for me is so important as a coach, but also as an athlete. Friendships matter just because there's someone you can constantly rely on. A lot of times you do have classes with your friends, and people tell you in middle school that you're not going to be friends with the same people you are currently, and that's not true, especially for me. I came to high school, and some of my closest friends are friends that I've had since middle school, but I've also gained new friends. One of my best friends, she originally is not even from Lawrence, but just being able to branch out and make relationships that then lead you into making other relationships. So your friends bring you more friends, if that makes sense in any way. I'm going to shout out my family just because they've supported me even through wanting to quit middle college and just having a hard time with school. Teachers that I want to shout out, Miss Elston, of course, all of the ag people, so Coach Lothridge, Mr. Penland, Miss Crowder, even Miss Birchmore when she was here. Miss Yarborough, she's definitely pushed me to be a better person and do better for myself. Coach Todd, she's always there for me, so that makes me feel really special. And then just shout out my friends, just because they're there for me and they make me who I am. And shout out my youth pastor, Brett Davis, because he is always there for me, and he gives me more opportunities than anyone else, and he supports me and leads me in a godly way. After graduation, I am going to North Greenville. I'm super excited. I actually met my roommate at girls' state, and we are so excited to go to North Greenville together. I'm planning on majoring in health science, minoring in worship studies, and then once I graduate from North Greenville, I'm going to go get my master's to become a speech pathologist, and my end goal is to be a speech pathologist in like a Shriners Hospital working with special needs. It's important to support others because even you never know when someone is on their last day, when they're like ready to give up, and just a simple conversation like, hey, how have you been, like, talk to me, that means so much to someone who is ready to stop living. And like, I think that is so important, because I might not know what you're going through, but if I make a point to talk to you and that saves your life, that just means so much to me, and you mean so much to the world around you. And so I think that's super important to be that supportive person. If I gave advice to my peers, especially like high school students, don't stop trying. I'm in my last semester of high school, and high school is going by really fast. Some days have been really hard, but it's okay, because I know that in the end I'm gonna be living my life, and it's gonna be a great life, because that's what I'm gonna make it. So make your life great. If I had to give advice to a younger student, trust your adults. I know that most of the time you want to roll your eyes and ignore them, but they definitely know what's best for you. They've lived your life. And remember that it's not just your first time living. Everyone else is living for their first time too. So be sure that you're not a meanie butt to the old people too. I'm Sarah Katherine Starling. Thank you, District 55, for making an impact. The end.